Welcome to Formula One 2013. Welcome to Formula One 2013. Welcome to Formula One 2013.
go. Welcome along then, ladies and gentlemen. We're under the lights for the Sakhir Grand Prix this evening, the penultimate round of the Formula One World Championship in 2020. Bahrain isn't the biggest country that we ever visit. It could fit into Shanghai, for instance, 8 times over. And this track is certainly not one of the biggest we go to either. It's just 2.2 miles long. The Sakhir Grand Prix, only the 4th World Championship Grand Prix to take place in December. And it's the first time we've ever raced on the 6th of December. And this weekend will be the 3rd 87-lap World Championship Grand Prix after Italy in 57 and Argentina in 1954. And it's the most amount of laps we've had since Adelaide in 1995. Here's the track that, as I said, 2.2 miles long. 2 DRS zones down the main straight and towards turn 4 as well, with the tailwind going into that corner this evening. 11 corners, 3 to the left and 8 to the right, and a lap distance at full throttle for 74% of your lap. The tyres exactly as they were last weekend. C4, C3, C2, and that medium C3 tyre about 0.4 of a second slower per lap. The hard tyre about 0.7 of a second slower per lap. And it's all a bit different this evening, even though there are 2 Mercedes on the front row. Valtteri Bottas on pole. It's George Russell deputising for Lewis Hamilton, who starts on the front row alongside him. Max Verstappen starts 3rd alongside Charles Leclerc, 4th on the grid for the 4th time this season. Sergio Perez is 5th alongside Daniel Kvyat, his best qualifying since Baku in 2019. Daniel Ricciardo's 1 place lower than he was last Sunday. Carlos Sainz is 7 places higher than he was for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Pierre Gasly is 9th, and Lance Stroll into Q3 here at Bahrain for the first time starts 10th. It's 11th for Esteban Ocon. Last time he started there, he finished 8th. Alex Albon in the Red Bull is 12th, ahead of Sebastian Vettel in 13th, and Antonio Giovinazzi tying the qualifying head-to-head with Kimi Raikkonen at 8.8. It's Kevin Magnussen 15th, ahead of Nicholas Latifi. Drivers moving up because of others receiving penalties. Jack Aitken on his debut starts alongside Kimi Raikkonen, the least experienced up against the most experienced there, and it's an engine change for Lando Norris and for Pietro Fittipaldi, the grandson of Emerson Fittipaldi. He and Jack Aitken make their Formula One Grand Prix debuts this evening. We make our debut around the outer circuit of the Sakhir Grand Prix, and Martin Brundle, I have no idea what's going to happen in the next 87 laps. That makes me very happy.
Going to be quite a wild ride, no doubt about it, and the race should only be actually around an hour and 25, depending on safety cars, of course, but so many changes on there on the grid, with Jack Aitken into the Williams, and of course the one right at the front, the big story, George Russell changing out of the Williams into the Mercedes. So many unknowns, and Pietro Fittipaldi as well, of course, in the Haas, subbing for Romain Grosjean after his crash last weekend. So a lot of unknowns out there. The track's a little bit sandy, it's very windy out there, and it's an unusual layout, and well, that's what we love about live sport, isn't it? We don't know what's going to happen next.
Absolutely. We do, though, wish Lewis Hamilton all the best from wherever he is watching this evening's Sakhir Grand Prix. The world champion tested positive for COVID-19 and as a result misses this race and potentially, although we don't know yet, the Abu Dhabi race as well. We wish Romain Grosjean well after his crash last week. It's been absolutely joyous to see him smiling in the paddock this week.